Hello Lakshmi, can you go through your profile?
Sure. So I have overall 4 years of experience as an mssql DBA. I started my career with Bread Financial as a junior SQL administrator. So Bread Financial is a financial institution providing credit solution to customers in US and Canada. Then I was there for a while. Then I moved on to Spectrum. So in our company, we follow the ITIL model and ServiceNow as our ticketing tool. Coming to my day-to-day activities, I work on change tickets, incident tickets, and return requests. I also work on few migration projects. So that's all about me.
Okay. So can you go through a little bit more technical what about your day-to-day activities?
So, like, if you ask me what HNDR technologies I work on, I have worked on log shipping, always on, and we also have a transactional replication in our environment. I don't have to work on that much.
Okay.
Apart from that, we work on migrations and some change tickets, like any job failures. I need to fix those errors.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh, may I know what is the toughest issue that you faced in your DBA life?
Toughest issue we sometimes in the always on the failover will not happen, so it will take some time to resolve it. Then, like in a day-to-day environment, we will get few errors. So for that, like we sometimes we get few errors that we are unfamiliar with, and we will not get much information from internet or other sources also. So those times I feel it a little bit difficult to resolve because of the lack of sources that I can refer to.
Okay. Is there anyone like that and how you resolve it?
So once a we added a file group to the primary on always on,
Okay.
but it failed on the secondary and the database went to suspect mode. So I had to remove it from the always on, and I need to. So when I checked, there was a path issue. It was the path issue, so I need to resolve it, and I joined it. I resolved the issue and joined it back to the always on. But it took me some time to figure out what was the actual issue because the error was not giving much information,
Okay.
and I didn't get much from the log also.
Okay. So do you have any idea about database refresh?
Yes, so taking copy only full backup from the production and restoring it on the test test environment.
Okay. So apart from that, you just you mean to say like you are just taking the backup and restoring in the test server. That's it mean,
Yeah,
right? And then
before.
why we are calling as a database refresh instead of taking like backup of restore. Apart from this, is there any other thing that we can do?
So we need to script out all the permissions,
Yes, yeah,
the object level
yeah,
permissions.
yeah. Where you are going to do that in the prod or in the test environment?
Script out from the prod and restore it on the test.
Why we are doing the in the prod? We are directly taking in the prod and we are restoring in the test environment, right? Then why we need to script in the prod? We have to do in the test environment, right? Why? Because we are doing database refresh. Okay, so we need the latest data in the test environment, but the permissions, whatever the permissions should be there in the test environment, always should be there like that only. So that's the reason we always script the login permission in the test environment. After performing the database restore anything, again we need to restore the permissions in the test environment, right? Sometimes
Yeah.
we like for the testers who are working on the database refresh activities after that, okay, they need to have certain permissions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the
Yeah, that's
reason
right.
I'm expecting this point from you.
Okay,
Okay.
got it.
Like how many like what are the full recovery models that we have in SQL Server?
So we have restored with recovery, restored with no recovery, and standby mode.
Come again? I didn't come again.
Um, so you're asking like restore with no
No, no,
recovery,
no. I'm
restore with.
recover. I'm asking you the recovery models. Full recovery model.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I got confused. It's we have a simple recovery, full recovery, and bulk log recovery.
May I know the differences of these three?
Yeah, in with the full recovery, we can perform a point in restore. Like we will be taking the transaction log backups. In simple recovery, we cannot perform a transaction log backup. But in bulk log recovery, it will not log the entire bulk transaction. Apart from that, it will look similar to full recovery mode. But for bulk transactions, it will record only the first transaction and the last transaction. So it will reduce the log space usage.
So apart from this, any other difference can you?
Yes. So in full recovery, the transaction logs will get truncated only when the log backup occurs. But in simple recovery, it's also taking the log backup, but when a checkpoint occurs, it automatically gets truncated.
Okay. You mean to say like is it possible to take the log backups when the database in simple recovery model?
No, there is no option.
Okay. So is there any other recovery model apart from these three which is not yet documented?
Which is not documented. Um, mm, I don't know.
Okay. So have you any have you heard like any word like simple recovery model?
No, sorry. I'm not familiar with that.
Okay. So that symbol means like whenever we change the recovery model, okay,
Mm-hmm.
so we need to take the full backup. Otherwise, it will be in the pseudo simple recovery model only. I means even though if we change from full to simple until unless we took the full backup, it will be in
Mm-hmm.
full recovery mode only. That kind of like behavior we call it as pseudo simple recovery model. Okay,
Pseudo simple recovery. Okay.
that is not yet documented. That is a behavior kind. Okay,
Okay.
like so, what are the SQL versions that you worked on in the span of 4 years?
2012, 14 I have seen, 16, 19.
Okay, can you say any two differences but with all these versions?
Yeah, sure. So in 2012, you mean like what new features, what came new from that point of view?
Yeah, what are the new
Yeah,
features?
so in 2012, they introduced always on availability group, and indirect checkpoint was introduced. In 2014, they added more secondaries to the always on. So it's like eight secondaries. In 2012, it was four secondaries. 2014, three server level permissions were introduced, like a connect any database, impersonate any login, and um, connect any database impersonate any logins. So select all user securables. In 2016, the query store was introduced, and apart from that, we had dynamic data masking,
Mhm.
then always encrypted and row level security.
Mhm.
In 2019, we got few new permissions like ms underscore database manager, ms underscore login manager, ms underscore server state reader, like that. A lot of new roles were introduced.
Okay. Uh, so what are the server level roles that are available in SQL Server?
So we have a sysadmin,
Okay.
server admin, setup admin, bulk admin, disk admin, process admin, then security admin.
Mhm.
Then we have a role called public.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's assume like that. Whenever you took the full backup, Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and all the successful and failure backups will be, all this information will be written in the SQL Server log file, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here I don't need success messages. Okay, why? Because my error log is flooding these successful messages. Okay, so I need to avoid that successful, like backup so and so backup has been taken successfully. So these kind of messages I don't want to get recorded in the SQL Server error log file. So may I know
Mm-hmm.
how we are going to do this?
Successful records you don't need in error log. I think there should be some. Is there any trace flag I'm not aware of?
Yeah,
But
that's on a trace flag only. Yeah, numbers is not
yeah,
required. You got the idea, right? So that's
yeah,
enough. Okay.
we can change the behavior
Yes,
how
yeah. Using the
records
trace
should be
flags, we
written to
can
error
change the
log.
behavior. Yeah, good, good.
Yes.
Okay. Like, what are the backups that are main backups that are available in SQL Server?
We have a full backup,
Hmm.
a differential backup, transaction log backup, and tail log backup.
Okay.
Then copy only backup is there. File group backup.
Okay. Have you worked on really on like file group backup, file backup? E-
I don't have to deal with it daily, but I do remember some situation when I had to do like a file backup,
mhm.
but
So,
I don't recall it really.
no, okay, no issues. Like, how, as of now, how many servers did you work? Are you go? I mean, you guys are going to manage?
So as a primary DBA, I have to support 45 servers with
Okay.
30 plus applications.
Okay. What is the maximum database that you are going to support?
3 terabyte.
3 TB. Okay. So how you guys are going to manage all the backups, regular backups? Is there any third party tool, or like how you guys are going to manage like maintenance and everything?
So actually, there is a third party tool. Also, we have a maintenance job set up on that. So
What is
yeah,
what is the third party tool name?
I think it's a SQLite.
SQLite. Okay. Have you have you ever used whole and grain backups?
The script, Holland
Yeah.
script, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, for few.
You have
Not
an
for
idea,
back.
right?
Yeah, there is a little bit of idea. I have run the script.
Okay.
I don't.
So
I don't have to do much. Like a script was already available, so I need to just run it.
okay. Like, coming to security, like
Mm-hmm.
if you want to give the like schema level permissions, then how you are going to do
Mm-hmm.
that?
We can grant permission on the schema.
Okay.
The like grant execute on, or if it's a stored procedure or something, grant execute on stored procedure, or a
Okay.
grant permission on object name. We write.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, if you client asking you you have to design like backup strategy, so what are
Mm-hmm.
the factors that you consider like to design that?
Yeah, so we need to check the size of the database. Then, what is the criticality of application? How much downtime they can afford? RPO, RTO. We need to
Hmm.
check.
Hmm.
Then we need to check the disk space. Those things we need to figure it out.
Okay. What could be the retention policy that you are using for dead backups?
Sorry, can you
Uh,
repeat the question?
what is the retention policy that you are using? For you have taken the backups, right? Full backups every week,
Mm-hmm.
like that. So how long
Yeah.
you are going to maintain that?
Okay. So it's for 14 days.
14 days.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. So on which high availability solution did you work on mainly on?
It's always on and log shipping.
Okay. Did you work on mirroring?
No, I didn't get a chance.
Like, do you know that like mirroring is got depreciated from SQL Server 2016 onwards? So
Yeah,
do you
I
know
know
that?
that.
Uh,
Yeah, I know that it got deprecated. So, it was able to provide only the high availability solution. So they replaced it with always on. So
okay.
it can provide both HMDR.
Okay. So what are the differences that been there for log shipping and mirroring?
In log shipping, automatic failover is not possible. We need to manually failover, and after the failover, we need to change the connection string to point to the secondary. But in mirroring, with the witness and witness server, without witness, yeah, the automatic failover is possible. And uh, other difference in log shipping, the database. Uh, it's like taking the no
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the prerequisites there is some changes
Okay.
in the database need to be in full recovery mode, and
Hmm.
in the other it can either in be full recovery or bulk load recovery.
Okay. So, what is that high availability solution that might work with all recovery models, irrespective of that?
I think always on.
Sure.
Will you mind repeating the question?
What is the high availability solution which works irrespective of any recovery model?
Oh, any recovery model. Okay. Sorry. Uh, I think it's replication.
Yep. Okay. Uh,
Sorry, I initially got confused. Like
no,
I
no, no
thought,
issues.
what recovery solution can go with other recovery solutions. Like
No, no, no.
we can set up log shipping with always on, and we can
Yeah.
do replication with always on. So I got confused.
No
Yeah.
problem. No problem. What are the most that are available in always on?
Um, Modes, we have a synchronous commit mode and asynchronous commit mode.
Might know the difference.
In asynchronous commit mode, the transaction is committed on the primary without waiting for acknowledgement from the secondary. But in synchronous commit mode, transaction will not be committed on the primary until transaction logs are written on the secondary. It will wait for acknowledgement.
Okay. So SQL Server, you got an email from customer saying that you need to synchronize the logins between all the replicas which are participating with the in always on. So how you are going to check the what are the logins that are available and how you are going to sync?
Mm, Sync the logins. Um, Usually, mm, I don't know. Is it when we do migration, we use the script sp underscore help rev login.
Mhm. Okay.
But
Yeah, using that login, that might be also one answer. Okay. Okay.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. First, we will run the sp
First of
underscore
all,
study there.
simple thing. We will just open the logins, okay, and we
Mm-hmm.
will see the logins and everything, and we will put in the Excel sheet and we will compare. So what are
Yeah.
the logins that are not there in another replicas? We using XP underscore rev login, and using that, and we can, we can create that in all second replicas. So it's simple. It's we are doing manual. If we have T-SQL scripts or another PowerShell script, or we can use like DBA tools. Okay, so using that
Mm-hmm.
we can achieve this task. Okay,
Okay.
uh, and what are that? Did you work on transactional snapshot replications?
No.
No.
No, I didn't.
So do you have any idea on transaction replication?
Yeah, I do have. Like we need to set up the primary key, then only the transaction will work, and it is done at the object level. We can select the tables or the database objects, and we can set up replication. First, we will set up the publication, adding all the articles like which are all the database objects. These are called articles. Then we will set up the secondary. We will set up the subscriber. Yeah.
Okay. Uh, have you created any ODBC connections?
Um, I don't remember.
Okay. So, see, you are having 2008 SQL Server, and you want to upgrade to the layer 2019 version. So, like, how you are going to perform, like, how you are going to design, or like, how you are going to prepare the action plan, and you are
Uh,
going to submit.
so from which version I need to
Oh,
update it to
yeah, from
2008?
2008 to 2019.
2008, there is no version in 2008.
2008.
Oh, sorry, 2008. Is it in place or side by side method?
It's a new method. Let's assume like that. It's a new.
You mean the
It's a,
side by side?
yeah.
Okay. So 2002. So we need to back up all the databases.
Mm-hmm,
Then we need to make sure that they are restorable.
mm-hmm,
Then we need to script out the security. We need to script out the SQL Server agent jobs. We need to now we need to verify the space on the new server,
mm-hmm,
and make sure that we need to figure out the database properties from the old server, like the auto stats, recovery mode, database owner. These things we need to list out. Then we need to figure it out, the application dependencies, and make sure that yeah. And on the target server, we need to run the security script. We need to perform the restore job, then run the DBCC check for checking the integrity of databases. We need to run the login transfer script output, and we need to run the um, job script output. Then we need to refresh all stored procedure, sp underscore refresh views, and sp underscore recompile all stored procedures.
mm-hmm.
Then we need to check for index fragmentation on the tables, and based on do index rebuild or reorganize. Then update, we need to manually update statistics on all tables. So from new version, I think somewhere I missed the point, DBCC update usage with count rows. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
then after that, look for errors in error log, event log, then make sure that application is running fine. Yeah, then move all application, like start working with the new server, the cutover.
Okay. Mm. Let's assume like that. You want to maintain one copy of database, okay, into Azure SQL database. So, like, how? What is the technology that you are going to use?
So to assure we have a data migration assistant or a
Uh,
DMS we can use.
no,
We will.
data migration will assist. I mean, you are not migrating. You want to maintain one copy in
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah.
From I think from the Azure portal, we can choose the page. Then copy option is there. Create
No,
SQL database
one
and copy the
copy,
database.
one copy should be there in on-prem. Another one more copy should be there in Azure SQL database. I am especially mentioning Azure SQL database, not like SQL Server managed instance, are not for like SQL Server and Azure VM. I am just mentioning one of the PaaS database, PaaS service. Like,
Um, is it like exporting the data from the import
no,
export wizard?
see, it is not like one-time job, right? So whenever we update any one table, it has to get updated in the Azure, in the data in Azure
Then
data.
I think we should set up a replication.
No, yeah, that replication is right word, but for Azure it is different.
I don't have the idea.
Yeah,
Would you
Azure,
mind telling me
yeah,
what is
yeah.
the right solution?
So that's a replication only, but it is usually called it as a Azure Data Sync.
Azure Data Sync. Okay.
Yeah. Have you worked on TDE?
Um, Transparent data encryption.
Yep.
Yeah, little bit of.
Okay. So, okay, no problem. May I know like what is like PITR and LTR backups?
What is that?
Yeah.
PITR?
Mm, PITR and LTR backups.
Um, PITR is, you mean the long time retention, backup retention, and the
Yeah,
point in time
yeah,
restore?
yeah,
Are you
yeah,
referring
yeah,
to those?
yes, yes, those only.
Okay. Long time LTR, it will depend on the full database backups, and they will automatically created to we can perform a point in time restore.
Okay,
Uh, and um, I don't know much on that.
okay. What is DTU and EDTU?
LTR, I think it's in Azure. We
Yeah, yeah,
can
LTR. Yeah,
maintain the backups up to 10 years.
yeah, very good. Like, may I know what is DTU and EDTU?
Um, Database transaction unit and ADTO elastic database transaction unit.
Okay.
It's like a bundle of the processing units like memory and CPUs.
Can you tell how many TTUs equal to like one core?
Is it 8?
Eight.
I'm not sure.
Okay. So, what are the editions that are available for in Azure SQL database?
I don't have much idea.
Okay. So, okay, that's no problem. And like, what is the mean by what is the difference mean by cluster index and non-cluster index?
So clustered index, it will sort the data pages based on the clustered index key, and we can have only one clustered index key on a table, and there will not be any separate structure. It will be part of the data. And For select operation, we get benefited from the clustered index, and in non-clustered index, it will not sort the data. The non-clustered index will contain the non-clustered index key and a pointer, which is called the row locator, which will be a pointer to the data row that contains the non-clustered index key. And it's a it's a separate structure. It needs additional disk space, and we can create up to 999 non-clustered index on a single table. And on for insert, delete, update operations, we get mostly benefited from the non-clustered index.
Okay. So as of may I know like how many maximum indexes that you have created in your real time?
I think it's like it will depend. For some of them, we don't have to create much because we run the when select operations, we run from the secondary in an always on, so the indexes get created in temp depending on the the select query.
Okay. Have you like perform anything something like slipstream installation?
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Slipstream installation.
Yeah, I have heard about that. I never performed it. It's like when you want to install the SQL Server along with the service pack, we can have both the media files in a single folder, and it can be done it in a single go. Like we don't have to install the version first, then we don't have to install the service pack next. It can be done in a single step.
Okay. Have you did you get a chance to install SQL Server in Linux on?
No, we didn't. We work on Windows Server.
Nowadays,
It came in 2019, but we
2019.
are Linux support. It's 2000. Sorry, it's 2017.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so I never did it. Like now Ubuntu, we are not working on that.
Okay. So as of now, that's okay. Like if you new switch to the newer company, there
Mm-hmm.
you might want there you might have to work like in SQL Server on Linux environment. Then how you are going to deal that?
And then I need to learn it. There is no harm in learning something new. So I will try my best to learn that, and I will. Yeah, I have an Ubuntu system, so I will try it on first by myself. Then, with some guidance and support, if the company have a standard procedure or anything documented, then it would be very helpful. If not, I will refer to the Microsoft documents, and I'm sure that I would be able to do that.
Okay. Have you prepared from any documents as of now, or like apart from the like your regular process?
What kind of documents you are referring to?
I mean, like process oriented document. For example, like you are an experienced person, right? So
Mhm.
after you, like some junior persons will come into production. So if you want to configure like TDE, so that I mean there might be some SOAP document to follow that, right?
Yeah, so for installation, for most of the installations, we do have standard documents. It's from Microsoft. But I document certain errors when those are unfamiliar, like how we troubleshoot. Just for reference, it's not a standard form. Within the company, we maintain certain like record of certain scenarios so that later when we face the issue, we can refer to them and resolve them.
Have you added like SSIS DB database to the into always on
No, I didn't.
like reporting services, reporting database DB?
It was done by my senior DBA.
Okay. Have you used like anything like distributed availability groups?
Yeah, it's like it will support distributed transactions.
No, that's not true.
Distributed availability group. It's is it like the servers in different subnets?
No. Uh, it's like
Uh,
linking one age availability group with another goal availability group which are might be working on different Windows clusters. Okay.
oh, okay, okay.
So apart from like SQL Server, have you worked on like anything like SSIS or SSRS activities?
Um, I don't have to work with that. I work in past I'm working in Azure part past I'm working, and then um, some documentation parts, and usually it's on any kind of tickets or configuration wise.
Okay. Daily,
That's it.
may I know how many tickets you will get in your work?
Even if tickets are not we need to check any job failures, or just like maybe 8 or 10, sometimes 5. There is no, there will not be any particular number. Sometimes
Okay.
something can go wrong.
Have you
We'll
done
get
any POCs?
proof of concept for before the migration. We did as a team.
Okay. Like, may I know how you configured SQL Server with GMSA accounts?
Job managed service account.
Uh,
Well, the thing is, these, um, no, not actually.
Okay. Like, Is there any like that as of now we are very good like whatever I am expecting that okay I got it from you. Like have you anything automated the regular process?
Automation, when we need to go through like certain logins, we need to give for some logins when we need to give permission on multiple databases or across the servers. Some job needs to be done. We have the scripts, so we do it through PowerShell. Automation scripts are available, and yeah, for some jobs and giving permission to certain logins. Yeah, we have done.
Okay. Uh, okay. And one minute. Have you configured any like sanity checks?
Like what?
Like whenever you restart the system like servers, so or whenever the system got restarted, like you got an email for your DL, like so and so SQL Server database are in recovery, so and so database in recovery. So without you got ticket as well. So without go on checking that SQL servers, okay, you just check the email and you will by referring that email you can resolve the tickets
Mm-hmm.
like that.
You mean like we need to check the log space and make sure that they can accommodate the growth. Is that what you're asking? Like we need to check what we need to check there when there is a requirement.
No, no, I mean to say like whenever a SQL server restarted, so you will
Mm-hmm.
get a ticket or not.
Yes, we will get.
So after that, you need to log into the jump server or you need to log into the respective server and you need to connect to the instance and you need to check the status of all the databases, right?
Yes.
So instead of logging into that SQL server and everything, if we configure sanity checks one HTML kind of report, so that you will get to know what are the database started, either databases are online or in recovering state. So you can reduce your work, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like that, have you configured anything like that?
I didn't configure anything. Usually, we get when something goes wrong, we will get another report.
Okay, okay. So what is the monitoring tool that you are using?
It's IDERA.
Idera. Okay. Okay, Lakshmi. We have done with the interview and we will get back to you. Yep.
Okay, thank you. Thanks
Thank you.
for your time.